Hello everyone, Zelrinth here, and today I thought I'd take a quick look at the cash shop, kind of give my opinion, and for the people that spend a little bit of money on the game like myself, what might be the best value items in the shop. Now, I've already spent some money in the shop in the global released game, so I'm right now in the Pioneer version where I haven't spent any money, and so everything is still showing available for me here, so I can show you the featured stuff. So the main thing is you'll have the recommended. And a lot of the stuff on the recommended is going to be what I think to be the best things to buy initially. So the first thing I like to look at is just the initial conversion rate of money spent on the game. And so this is if you want to just buy the premium currency that you can convert into pulls. And so when I did the math on it, it came out to being 86 pulls if you spend the $100 with you and get that double up. So after you get the double up, you're only going to get 43 pulls. So you can kind of get your value from that. And I did find when you look at these featured packs in here, these percentages go off of that amount based on not having the double up. And so what I mean by that is if it's 100% here, you're basically getting around that 43 pulls. Now, it can be misleading in these because that percentage is also including the other little currency things in there. So that percentage is including if you wanted to buy like the coins here or this action point restoration. So it can be a little bit misleading, but you can kind of look at them to get a kind of gauge on it. But for everybody that we just started the game, the biggest things that you're going to want to look at if you're willing to spend any money on this game is going to be the things under the setting sale. And so this is the one-time purchases that a lot of gachas have. They are the best value of everything in the shop. And the main thing that these kind of exist for is just to kind of get people to put their credit card information in and spend a little bit of money on the game so that's readily available for spending on other things. So everything in here is the best value of it. And so if depending on how much you want to spend will kind of depend on what you want to get out of here. So the first things would be the dollar ones here. So if you just want to throw like a couple bucks on the game, one that's a really good one to get right off the bat is get Freda for this 99 cents. Now she is only an SR unit, so initially you will eventually get her just through pulling. But being able to get her right off the bat is huge for your team because you basically get a support that can heal and give a lot of buffs right off the bat. And she's an S tier even today on the CN version. So if you just want to throw a buck there, that one's a good one, as well as this other dollar one here. So for 99 cents on this one, you're going to end up getting 1,200 or basically 4 pulls. Which, yeah, 4 pulls doesn't seem like a lot, but when you kind of convert everything else, 4 pulls for $1 is pretty low for this game. So this is another easy one to pay $1 for. Now, if you're someone that's willing to put in, say, around $10, what I would probably consider the best thing for that is going to be this limited resource resonance booster. This one is basically, it's a random SSR from the standard pool, and it says it wants 150 of that premium currency. But this, you have this sale right here for $10. You can actually get exactly that 150 needed. So you can spend the $10 here and get that, and then you'll get this pack, and then you can use this to pull one of the random SSRs from the standard pool right here. And so that would be if you're willing to go up to like $10, the first thing I would get there. And then everything else in this setting sale is kind of around the same realm. So this one's a $30 one. This one's given 30 pulls. So it's about $1 per pull. Well, it's about $1.15 on the double up. So that one's pretty good there. So pretty much everything in here has got that same kind of value there. So then when you want to look at the other stuff in here, you have the limited time ones here. Now this one does have a few that I would say are better value than just straight up buying it with the currency here. And that's going to be the couple that are over 200 here. And so like this $50 one is going to get you 50 pulls, so $1 per pull versus $1.15 on the other one. Plus it gets you 60 of this premium X crystal currency. And that currency also has the use, has some other uses as well as getting pulls. But one of that gives you 20 pulls, so when you kind of convert that there, so you're getting 6 times 20, so you're getting 1,200, or basically 4 pulls, so it's 54 total on this one. And so that one beats the $100 pick on the recharge. This one's kind of the same thing, $25.99, 25 pulls, just a little bit over $1 for this one, so not as good as this one. Oh, and I just had a misclick there. It just pulled up my payment information, so I had to take a cut there. But So these ones over here that 162 are not worth it because they're both the 99. You're only getting 70 pulls versus that 86. So I would only get these ones over the 200 here. So then if we look at the other one, the selectors here, this one usually has a daily free that you can get. Currently, I've already taken it, so it doesn't show up here for me. But we do have these growth ones here that take that premium crystal currency that you can get some of. This one I would not pull for because even though it has a high value showing on it, a lot of that built-in value is more on these other currencies here that you can farm in the game, and you're only getting basically a pull out of this one. So these level up ones I don't think are going to be worth it at all. There are the free ones that you'll get as you level up. Definitely want to get those because I mean they're free. You'll just get them as you level. But then there's one other big thing that you're going to want to spend if you're willing to kind of go in that $5 to $10 to $15, $20 range is the monthly pass here. And so this one's $5 for basically 20 pulls and 30 of this thing. And this gives you 60 action points per use. And so this is, you have to log in to get these, but this one has massive value in that for $5 you're basically getting 20 pulls as long as you're logging in daily to collect them, and you're getting a lot of extra energy with that, plus you'll get 30 of this premium crystal. So another good one there. Now I will say the other thing that is good, I don't know if it shows actually in the shop, but it's in I think it's under the event center here. Yeah, so you have a couple here. So you have growth investment here. And so this one is worth 17,640 crystals if you get every single thing in here. And so it's 300 a pull, so it's just under 18,000. So you can kind of convert that. 10 pulls is 3,000. So this is just under 60 pulls, and you're only paying $15. So this one is also a very good one to get. Now this one I think this is a one-time deal as well. This is just kind of that initial starting the game pack that you can get. But you already can actually collect the thing on the left. What you're basically paying for is to unlock the pulls on the right. And so this is another good one if you're willing to, if you're starting to look at getting into that. I'm willing to pay like a full game's worth amount of money, like $50, $60. This is another good one to kind of look at to get those pulls. And then the last one would be this is basically their battle pass, Project Vein. So the big thing with this one is that it has a unique SSR that you can get, or not an SSR, but a unique SR memory trace secret melody you can get on it. From what I understand, there will be, each battle pass will have a different one, so this isn't like a lot of other gachas where it has like the same 5 weapons or whatever on it, and then you slowly collect them to level up through it. And this one actually has every single copy you need in this battle pass. You'll get the memory trace on this one on 10 levels, and then on the 20th level you'll get a copy, or you'll get one of the dupe tokens. At level 30 you'll get 2 of the dupe tokens. Level 40 you'll get the 4th one, and then the 5th one is when you get to level 50. And so I don't know of any other way to actually get this memory trace. I think it's unique to this battle pass, and future battle passes will have different memory traces. So if you're kind of that person that wants to try and get every single one of them. And then I think that pretty much covers all of the kind of paid stuff. So everything else down here, you're starting to get into the currencies that you'll collect as you're playing the game and pulling. So these little cards here, the kitty gifts, the caddy redemptions, and the tabby cat, these are currencies that you get as you pull. So the kitty gifts are the ones you're just going to get a ton of these as you're pulling. I don't know the exact exchange rate, but I think every time you get a dupe of a rare, you get so many of these. And in this one, this has the every month these will reset where there's 5 of the resonant clues and 5 of the momentary black flashes. You'll want to first use these to buy these every time. So those are the must buys in here. Everything else is kind of, as long as you have a ton of these, everything else in here you can kind of get as needed. You just want to make sure you always have enough to get all of these on month end. And it's 40 per each, and there's 5 of them, so that's 400. So you'll need to at least have 400 per month. And depending on how much you pull, you should be able to at least get that. The next one here is Caddy Redemptions. And so this is, I believe you get these when you get dupes of the SRs. And so this one you're not going to accumulate as quickly. But this is one where you can get unlimited of pulls on this one. As well as it's going to change every, I think it's going to change every like 2 weeks or so. I don't know the exact times of the changing, but there's always going to be an SR that you can get 1 copy of them here. There's going to be one of the SR memory traces here that you can get here. I would never pick these just because you'll eventually get them through pulls, and you're basically trading in 5 pulls for a single copy of an SR. To me, it's not really worth it in that capacity. And everything else in here is kind of currencies as well. One thing you'll eventually want to get down the line are these. And right now I only have one of them unlocked, but these are like these 1-star units you can get with achievements. And to get their dupes, you got to get the remainder of their dupes here. So you'll eventually want to buy out these just to max out these units. They do have some uses in some teams, even though they're 1-star in the game. But you'll eventually want to get that. But you'll just slowly get these as you're pulling. You won't just get them as quickly as kitty gifts. And then the last one here is the Tabby Cats. And this is where you can actually start getting dupes or get a single copy of one of the standard SSRs. So you can eventually save up to get one of these. Now, one big thing with this is you only get these when you get a dupe of an SSR. From what I can tell, I don't think you get them anywhere else. They may show up in events or something. But the only way I've seen to get them is through getting a dupe of an SSR. So you're not going to have enough to get one of these units here until you've gotten 7 dupes of an SSR. So it's going to be quite a while until you're able to get one of these. And I'm not 100% sure this is going to be the best value. And the reason I say that is because these currencies over here are used on your character for going through their potential exploration. And so this currency is a little bit harder to acquire in the game. It's kind of like a middle ground versus getting dupes and the currencies to level up like their ascension. And so this one you're going to have to be a little bit more selective on who you spend this currency on, because it's going to get quite expensive down the line if you wanted to max it out. And so I actually think from the shop it's going to be better off using these Tabby Cats on these currencies for that. Now, and these have discounts every so often for a few of them, so that's my opinion on that. Now, if you really like one of the standards, you could save up for one of these down the line. But for now, I think it's going to be one of these will be the best. And you don't have to spend them right away. These are always going to be available, so you can just hold on to these until you feel the need to actually get something out of the shop. All right, and then on to the next one, the specialty shop here. So this one, it has this currency called White Drive. This one is a little bit harder to get from what I've seen, in at least the areas I can see where you can get them. And so on this one, you can trade them in for basically equivalents of dupes. So I think the biggest thing on this one that you're going to want to save up for is either going to be the memory packed SSR, and I think the memory packed SSR is actually going to be the best thing to get, because this is basically the equivalent of increasing the unique effect. It's like getting a dupe basically. And this one over here is used for the Echomancer's potential exploration. So this one's a little bit, to me, not as useful. And so you're definitely going to probably want to spend it on this as you accumulate it, especially since it's going to be a little bit harder to get. I would definitely not use it on anything else in here except this. And that's just my opinion. Where you get this currency, at least the one place I've seen, is going to actually be in the achievements. And some of the places I've seen it is like down here towards the bottom. Nexus Depths, reach depth level D2 in the Echoing Nexus. This one is Phenomena, Mirage. That one's just getting you 30 right there. To get that SSR, you need 100. And I don't know if I've seen... Are there any more of them in here? I believe that's the only place I've seen them. So I'm thinking they may also come... Okay, Path to Proficiency. And so there's a bunch of them in here. And this is where you're going to acquire a bunch of them from doing other little events and stuff in here. But as you can see, there is not much currently that you can acquire. I believe with the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So there's exactly enough to get that SSR in here. And that's all that's available at this time. I'm guessing there'll be difficult content in the future. But as you can see here, it costs exactly that 100 that you can get from the achievements. So you get those. This is the first thing I'd buy. And then as they add more things down the line or more ways to acquire these, I would basically just stockpile until I can buy like the equivalent of that one, or maybe this one, depending on how valuable this is on the potential exploration. But everything else in here is too easy to get. I would definitely not waste that currency on any of these. And so we take a look at the next one, the Friendship Medals. This is something that everybody's going to want to do, but you're going to want to go in here and add as many friends as you can, because you can get up to 2,000 friendship medals per day, and it's just like my viewers that do Sword of Convallaria, it's the reputation currency, and so you can get up to 2,000 a day from that, and they'll probably have some other ways you'll get it through events and stuff. And so what this actually has is your one dupe for the free SSRs that you get through the story. So you can get one copy of each of those in here. And then you can also spend them here to get these camaraderie tickets. And so you can use these in the SSR polls, which is the memory traces down here. You can't get SSRs in this, but you can get SRs from it. So you just kind of use these down here and pull as much as that. So that's a nice little one there. And I'm going to guess I'll slowly add more things to this. So like as we get more story missions or more free SSRs, I'm guessing you'll be able to get one dupe out of here as well. And then, so the next one here is furniture redemptions. And so this one, to me, I'm not a big into the whole designing your little lounge area. So this isn't really, I don't care about this too much. The big thing on the furniture that I'm collecting is the furniture from the events that are going to be unique, that you're not going to be able to get later. But here you can just kind of buy whatever you need with this. You'll get plenty of this currency from doing tea time. So there's nothing really to be too concerned about spending on this one. You'll eventually be able to buy everything at some point. At least the way I see it going. Then you have the free play box. This currency, I forget how you, get it from your dailies and weeklies. So as you do that, you slowly can get that. And this is just like some music that you can get. So it's just something that you can get on the currency. There's really no priorities to this. You just buy whatever you feel like you need out of this. Nothing real special there. And the last thing is the club shop. And so this is if you join a club, you can kind of do your daily on the club and get some currency. And there's other little couple things that you can do in there as well to get currency. And I'm going to guess in the future, we'll have like events and stuff that can give more currency. Nothing in here is too crazy. So I think you can you might be able to buy most of the stuff in the shop too before it resets normally. So just kind of buy what you need out of here. I would guess the Badge of Origins are probably going to be the best thing to get out of here, simply because that is what is used on the potential expiration for a unit. So that would probably be the first thing I get out of that shop before it resets. But I think that pretty much covers everything in the shop here. And then one thing is that it doesn't actually show it there, but the first time that you do spend money in the game, even if it's for the 99 cents Freda, if you spend that, you will get her for free. So you'll get the free SR of Begonia. And so, I mean, I don't see any reason to spend specifically for her, but it's just a little extra bonus that you do get. But yeah, that pretty much covers up the cash shop and kind of what the value is on some of the cash items, as well as all the other currencies in there. It feels like it is fairly obvious on what is the best value in this game. It doesn't feel as bad in terms of trying to figure out what it actually is. It's not, to me, as misleading as some of the other gotchas can be. So overall, I don't mind the cash shop the way it currently is. The biggest thing is, if you're a light spender like me, I'm going to guess these random selectors will come every so often, and they'll be a good way if you want to just get a few extra pulls to make sure you can guarantee a unit in the future that you can kind of get. But yeah, that kind of covers everything. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.